If you'd told me there was a place where musicians were learning like this, I wouldn't have believed you. What's going on? It's Jason Heath, and I was invited this summer to check out the 14th Wabass Institute, which is a part of the Honeywell Arts Academy. I had been curious for years about Wabass. What was it? Why was it founded in Wabash, Indiana? And what exactly went on there? Well, I got an answer to all of that and more. I flew from California into Indianapolis, and as we rolled through the Indiana countryside, I wasn't sure what to expect. It turns out that Wabash, Indiana, which is about 10,000 people, is a charming town, and it's a cultural hub for that part of the Midwest. I think a lot of people have asked why Wabash, Indiana, when learning about the Wabass Institute, and I got the answer to that from Ranaan Meyer, one of the founders of Wabass.
Maybe I could even give a neutral answer for an objective answer, neutral answer for how Wabass came to be. Ultimately, from an artistic standpoint, it was the culmination of my relationship with Eric and Hal, and how we all just would dream together about something that would be a beautiful experience for musicians, but ultimately double basses.
I've been spending my life just trying to ride the crest. What's new, be curious, and yes, we've had such a fine group. A lot of the folks that want to study with me will come here, like in high school. They try to get here in high school, or a lot of them have been there right before they come to study. The quality level is just really high, and the fact that we that improv is such a big part of it, and sharing the knowledge and breaking down that relationship.
Working with these talented musicians, I mean, they inspire the three of us, and we are really excited to work with them, and we get to learn, from them, and vice versa, and that's what makes this a really special experience and a really special week. More importantly, it's just I look forward to it because I get to sort of step out from behind the orchestra and get my solo chops happening and get comments back. So it's always a little daunting playing for all these talented bass players, but it makes me better. So I got to do things that kind of freak you out every now and then.
Time for Three, my band, was hired to do a couple of private dates, one in Culver, Indiana, and one in Wabash, Indiana. And it was through this amazing guy by the name of Richard Ford, who was a patron of the arts, a donor, a philanthropist, somebody who just, had the wherewithal to support artists and to push the art world forward. And he did that on so many incredibly high levels. Anyhow, we had performed in Culver, and then one of my bandmates had told Richard about this vision that Hal, Eric, and I had, which my bandmate thought was so cool. And he shared it with Richard, and Richard basically asked if we would do the program here in Wabash, and that's how it began. We wanted a festival that was all about the bass. We wanted people to come that were going to be mind expansive, and we didn't want them to have to pay anything, and quality over quantity, meaning that we wanted the numbers to be smaller so we could really focus. One of the beauties about Wabass Institute is it's a 3-to-1 ratio. For what you would call teacher to student. But then that sort of is a weird thing to say, because the whole principle and formula of Wabass is that we're all teachers and we're all students, and we're all learning together in a retreat-like fashion.
I got to Wabass on Sunday morning as everybody was setting up in the newly renovated Eagles Theater to work on their chamber music pieces. And chamber music is an integral part of the Wabass experience. It was so cool to be a fly on the wall and see these three groups work on their pieces.
There's so many aspects of Wabass. There's the social aspect where you meet so many incredible players, and after every rehearsal that we have, it goes until 10, and then we all just hang out in the same house and really get to know each other individually. And then I think one of the highlights is just you get to know everyone's playing so well from the first day, but as soon as we sit down and have the faculty recital and they share what they've been working on, and then we share what we've been working on, and really after knowing each other, we spend a lot of time to get to know each other as people, so that when you play for each other, it just feels like such a welcoming environment, and they want to hear your sound, they want to hear who you are. So I think that's what Wabass does really well, is developing the community, and then we share it with each other.
Something at like Aspen or these large orchestra festivals, like there are a lot of people, a lot of different people click, people do things independently and then come together and make music, whereas here at Wabass, there's 10 of us. And we're with each other 24/7. We split up to do our individual stuff, but at the end of the day, we're together every night, we're together every morning, we're in the same place. It's like something really communal and special, and it's very different.
Here, it's like we finish class, and then we continue to hang out. And so the environment that we all shared here was just, it never ended. It was just a big collaboration.
The community here has just been fantastic, because we're together all the time. And we're, a lot of us are staying in the same place, and the conversation never stops. I don't think it will stop. So the stuff we learned in the past 4 or 5 days, we're going to continue to talk about. Yeah, there's technical stuff. We talked about sound and the body and mental stuff too, and that's all like each one of those rabbit holes is like a 45-minute conversation about. At least, about one specific mechanic. So those have been good, and approaches to applying them to yourself.
I'm still so close with Ranaan and Eric. They're colleagues, they were students, but I never really, even my students at the beginning, I try to treat them, try to give them equal footing in the decision process. It's not like you will do what I say. I never did. I just show them stuff and just say, now what do you want to do? And it's worked out good. So I guess it's sort of an outgrowth of that a bit.
The piece that Ranaan's group was doing was a commission by Michael Kurth for this year's Wabass, and it started to take on a life of its own and eventually became this finale piece with mass bass ensemble. It was so cool to see how this evolved during my time there.
A couple of us are talking about opening up during the Kurth tonight and doing a little jam. Does anybody object to that?
If we could find a way to logistically make it work, so I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Yeah, so the quartet would just be here. We'd sit up over here, and then everybody would just kind of come around us.
We could put our basses in the lobby and then come down the center rows.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Let's do that intro one more time. Ready?
Wabass is part of the Honeywell Arts Academy, and they've actually had 3 programs running this summer. Wabass is the original program, but it's really cool to learn more about what they're doing and to check out this community. There's this long history of support and enthusiasm for the arts here in this part of Indiana, and I have just been so impressed by what the participants have been doing, watching Eric Larson, Ranaan Meyer, and Hal Robinson work with the students in just this open atmosphere. I've been listening to rehearsals all day. They gave me this cool shirt, which I am about to put on as we go out for dinner, but I have been awake for a very long time and I need a shower, so we will see you soon. Starting the morning off, day 2 with a run. Feels like it's pretty high humidity already, but it's absolutely gorgeous out here. It's been a while since I've been out, not in a big city, and I just love the feeling of decompression that I'm getting, at least being out here, walking along the river here, nice and peaceful, historic small town, soaking in all the space. Good stuff. The next day, Monday, was the day of the recital, so lots of dress rehearsal preparations, and I got a chance to hear all these great young artists and what they're working on. But before that, they started off with this really cool warm-up that is indicative of the kind of experience that Wabass really is.
This is actually my 3rd Wabass. The first time I was here was 2014, and then I did the virtual program last year. But since it wasn't like a regular Wabass, they invited some of us to come back if we wanted to. So here I am.
So you keep coming back to Wabass.
I do. I was actually at the first Wabass as well. Not as a student, obviously, because I was in middle school. But my mom heard about this wild bass program that they had started doing in Wabash, Indiana, about 3.5 hours from our house. So I saw the first concert, and we would come down most years to see everyone perform at the end.
What a great day here at Wabass. I have had such a good time. We've got the recital coming up in just a couple of hours, and I've been listening to this super cool hello warm-up that they do every day here at Wabass. I've done some recording of some folks, worked with Jacob Warren on that. That has been great. Done some interviews of the fellows of Hal, Eric, and Ranaan, and I've just had such a great time here taking in this experience. I've had former students do Wabass and rave about it. I've had so many friends do it, and I've had so many people that I've interviewed for the podcast do it, and it's amazing to be here and take this in, and I feel myself learning and growing, soaking this in. The sincerity that everybody has here. This is the sort of thing that you would imagine in your wildest dreams would happen in terms of learning. And just to have Hal and Eric and Ranaan and the fellows all working on the same level, and that teacher-student relationship really be more of a peer relationship and just learning together. It has been so cool to be here. I can't say enough good things about what they're doing here, and I feel so honored to be a part of this.
So, what do you think? Is bass playing pretty cool? Yeah? Wait a second. Is bass playing pretty cool? I'll take that one. You know, we're low end friendly. We're pretty cool, pretty laid back people, and you know, we're getting center stage tonight, and that feels really good. You know, the bass players play that supportive role, and we're proud of that supportive role. We supply the root note, which is, you know, the great Milt Hinton, legendary bass player. He even played back in the day when Al Capone had clubs. He was playing in those clubs as a bass player. He played with Cab Calloway, Dizzy Gillespie, Duke Ellington, and the list just went on and on. He was even declared a national treasure by one of the presidents of our country. He used to tell me, Ranaan, the bass is the basement. It's the foundation. It's what holds up the house. Without the basement, everything falls down. Unless, of course, you have a house without a basement. Then I don't know what to tell you. But it was really incredible just to hear that wisdom. He said, Ranaan, if there's a B-flat chord, you play the B-flat. If there's an F chord, you play the F. You gotta hold everything up. Keep it on the bottom. Let everybody else enjoy the top. And I think tonight, we actually are flipping the script a little bit, and we're getting to enjoy that top.
The concert was awesome. We got all kinds of good footage to share from that. Big shout out to Jacob Warren for bringing some great cameras. I got some footage. We got the house audience. We're going to be putting all that together and getting that out. But one other really cool part of the Honeywell Arts Academy mission, the Wabass Institute mission that I got to see the following day was this trip to a local hospital to play for the patients, for the staff, and seeing that outreach mission baked into everything that they do and a part of the week was really something special. Thank you so much for watching this. You can learn more about Wabass by following the links below and everything that the Honeywell Arts Academy is doing. Definitely give them a follow on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram if you haven't. Like I said, we've got a lot more footage to share with you and about some of these specific pieces. More to come. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.